Hey peeps, Dream here. So a few hours ago, there was this news about a Royal Education Award at UTeM Malacca. And this award winner, Narvhin, shared that how this quota system unfairly prejudiced against non-Malay people. And I believe this is a problem that hits home for many non-Malays Malaysians. So Narvin shared that his Indian friend, that was even brighter, smarter, and knowledgeable and mature than he is, died. And by died, I assume that it was by suicide because Narvin is very, very young. Narvin only scored one more A than his deceased friend in SPM. So Narvin was admitted into matriculation, but his friend was not. So his friend was despair about the situation and left the world. Suicide, I suppose. So the question is, first question, why is his friend despair? So we need to know that matriculation has higher chance of being students from matriculation are more likely to get admitted into public university. And FYI, public universities cost fee is much more affordable than private universities and sometimes even up to 10 times, all right? So for example, this cost may be about 5,000 in public university, but the same cost could be like 60,000 in private university. The same, let's say a Bachelor of Psychology, 5,000, 60,000. Okay, it's highly like that. That's the case. So one is extremely affordable, one is extremely expensive for a 3 years program. Okay, so if you can't earn enough for private university, that's it for you. And in many Chinese and Indian families, we know that if you want to move up the social ladder, to move up the social class, you don't want to suffer as much, education is important. To change your life, to transform your life, that's what we believe in. So, like for me, I studied in private university because I'm not that kind of smart person and I'm getting into public university and all that. So, for many Chinese, how do we get into private university? Because it's seriously expensive. Yeah, no joke expensive. It's seriously expensive. So, like for me, what I did was I do PTPTN plus EPF. Plus my parents' savings, and we also ask for help from our extended families. So by pooling our resources, right, gathering everyone's resources to just send me into university. That's the kind of reality that we live in. So that's why a lot of Chinese, we work extremely hard because education means a lot to us. We know that education is the way to move up the social ranks. So we will work crazily hard just to prepare money to fund ourselves for university because we know that getting admitted into public university is more like a miracle and not a norm. So, so the question is, why quota system was in place? Why is it in place? It is still in place in some way. So it was in place to help Malays to move up the social ranks, to move up the social class. But unfortunately, that's the wrong way to do it. Okay, the whole outcome goal, yes, I agree with it. We want to help everyone, but once again, why do we just help Malay people and not help Malaysians? That's one thing for you to think about. Okay. The other thing is this way effective? Because what happened is that if you admit people not based on their education capabilities or their education achievement, but by race, you water down the whole education system. That hurts Malays and non-Malays. Yes, it also hurts Malay people. So how? So how it hurt Malays people? So look at it. Okay, in all races, we have people who are very rajin and also people that are very like lazy, right? So they are very hardworking Malay people in the Malay community. Is that right? Yes, lah. So no matter how hard they work, imagine this, no matter how hard they work and then they get like, for example, first class, they claim proudly that, you know, I got first class from this bachelor in blah, 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 blah. But then people might look at them and say, okay, maybe they got it because of the quota system. They were in place because of the quota system. So imagine you are being in that position. No matter how hard you work, you invest a lot of time to just make sure you get good grades. You sacrifice a lot of things and prioritize your education, and in the end, people say that just brush it off. Just brush off all your hard work just because you are Malay and you are the receiver of the quota system. Whatever achievement that you have, people will just brush it off because the quota system favors you. So how is that fair for Malay people who really work that hard to earn all that? That's not fair for them. And I think, how is it unfair, or how does it hurt non-Malay people? So for non-Malay people, a lot of us, no matter how hard you work, you won't be recognized because you are born in the wrong race, wrong skin color, and wrong religion. So for many of us, when we can't get into the public university system, and if we can't afford private university, what do? We will try to look for whatever scholarship that are offered by other countries or universities so that we get in there. And if we receive scholarship from overseas, high chances that we won't come back. Why? Because first thing, quota system is a reflection of structural discrimination. What does it mean by structural discrimination? So quota system, does any single Malay person discriminate non-Malay people? No. Okay? No Malay people discriminate non-Malay people directly or personally. But the whole system was structured in such a way that they favor Malay people and they discriminate non-Malay people. How? How do they do it? By increasing more barriers. So Malay people will say that, no, I don't feel any privilege. I'm the same, you are the same. What kind of privilege are you talking about? I don't feel things are easier for me. Yes. This structural discrimination doesn't come in the way of you giving me more money and all that, no. But it's like, it's removing barriers, okay? It's in the lack of barriers. For non-Malays people, we are competing for that 20 to 30% quota, okay? That's why once we receive a scholarship overseas, we are less likely to return. Why? Because when we receive that scholarship, our academic capabilities and academic achievement are valued. And we will see that, okay, when they value us, they give us that scholarship, it means that you are valued as a person, your education is valued, your achievement is valued, and we have higher chances of succeeding there, okay? Because that system does not care about our race. We are accepted being of because of our education capabilities, and that's why we are more likely to stay there. And once again, this is how it causes like the brain drain and talent loss in Malaysia. And in the long run, it actually hurts Malaysian economy in the long run. Okay, so how do we fix this problem then? Okay, so this quota system, I believe it comes with the NP policy, new economic policy that was introduced like in 1971, which is about like 50 years since it was introduced. But let's look at it. We still hold the same argument that Malay people are poor compared to Chinese people. That's the common argument. Okay, then we need to question why this policy that was ineffective is still in place after 50 years. They try so many things, they limit this, limit that, but then 50 years later, we still face the same problem that Malay people are poor. Then why are you still doing it? It's like how? It's like you invest in something and then you're losing money, but then you say that, oh, I'm losing money. Then why are you repeating the same mistake like for 50 years? it's so absurd, I think. Okay, so how do we fix this problem then? So I think that we must not lower the bar just because and accept people just because of race. Rather, we should hold the bar at the same level, okay, equally high. But we help them with more education. So for example, think about this. How do we help Malay people? And I seriously, I find this a very humiliating thing that was being introduced by the government. To be honest, non-Malays people don't discriminate Malays people as much as the government do. It's super humiliating. When you think deep about this, the government is seriously, this policy is extremely humiliating Malay people. It's like saying that Malay people cannot succeed unless we provide them with this kind of thing. Okay? Otherwise, Malay people can never succeed. Okay, so if we want to help people, I think we shouldn't only focus on helping Malay people, because there are also Chinese people and Indian people who are poor, okay? Not all Chinese people are like rich, T20, T10, no. There are people, I met a Chinese before, in the mama store, and then ordering 1 ringgit 20 cents of thosai. That was expensive. And like, huh? What do you mean? 1 ringgit 20 cents or expensive? Mind blown. Okay, this happened in KL. Okay, so that taught me a lesson that it's just, you know, a lot of time people are around us and then we don't know unless we really talk with them and all that. So there are Chinese people who are extremely poor as well, not like all Chinese people are rich, okay? Like me, if I'm rich enough, I don't need PTPTN, I don't need EPF, we don't need to pool resources, okay? Yeah. So we help them with education. How? When Malay people, okay, let's say, I don't like this example, but we need to go by the government's logic, right? So government think that because Malay people, they are so poor and all that, that's why we need to lower the bar to help them, bring them into the higher education, even though their academic capabilities may not be there. But that would be a problem because they might, if they don't score as high, then they might struggle when they go into the university. So how do we help them? You see, the starting field may be different. So how do we leverage this? So to solve this problem, we need to help them with education. For example, providing them with tuition and all that. So we make sure that everyone competes at the same bar, not by quota system, but on the same bar. We help them to provide them with more tuition and all that, so that everyone have the same opportunity. Don't say that, oh, because I don't have money for this, don't have money for that. No, everyone is competing based on their scores. Okay, because if you don't have the money, maybe there is a tuition made available by the government so that you have more opportunities to really understand, comprehend whatever that you're learning, so that you can compete at the same level. Okay, why do I mention about tuition, and why do I mention that government should provide this kind of tuition? Again, this is coming from a very Chinese way of thinking, because for many Chinese, after our school time in primary and secondary school, we go for tuition to make sure that we can compete at a better playing field. So if I just assume the same logic, so if the government can provide this kind of tuition, and by government I suppose that this is introduced kind of like free of charge, otherwise it's like you are adding the economic burden to the families, right? So many Malay families who are poor in that way, they cannot afford to invest in even more resources to send their child for tuition and all that, right? But if the government can offer this tuition for them, then they can receive this kind of same tuition, because many Chinese people are doing tuition as well, going for tuition as well. So going through this tuition, it helps them to upscale their playing field, so that we are competing at the same level. So no such thing as you are just because you are poor then you don't have money to go tuition and all that. No lah. So everyone play on the same ground. Yeah. So once again, the quota system, the ultimate goal is good. You want to help people, but once again, I would really question like, why only Malay people? Because if you say that Malay people are poor, but no, there are poor Chinese people as well, there are poor Indian people as well, and there are rich, filthy rich Malay people as well. Don't like always mention like, oh, those top 10 who are very rich Chinese people, but you also look at how many rich Malay people there are, and whether they kind of like they allow this money to flow back into the economy to help everyone to earn money or not. If no, then it's not the Chinese that are in problem. It's this system that was structured, and the politicians keep targeting and keep framing these Chinese people as the black sheep. But it's actually not the case, especially if you understand, if you have studied like economy and all that, you will know that. Yeah. Okay, that's all from me, and thank you. And if you have any thoughts, please feel free to share, and please feel free to educate me if I say something wrong in this video. Thank you and bye.